What's going on, Assassins? I have to say that I am very proud of all the gals and guys in my Discord that are working in the Odin Runes section. The whole Discord is just a really fun place anyway, but these guys are coming up with all kinds of theories and just nailing it out of the park with a bunch of stuff. So recently, they gave me an idea and I ran with it. And now I want to share this with you because I need to enlist your help out there as well. I'm Darkstrider the YouTube Assassin. Let's get into this. Let's get into some Odin runes right now. So again, I just want to give a big shout out to my whole Discord server and a special shout out to all the guys and gals in the Odin Runes section of my Discord server. These guys are the real MVP. They're finding maps, they're finding images, they're finding overlays, all kinds of things, discussions, everything. They're going deep into this whole thing to find Odin's runes and basically to crack this code. So there has been a lot of speculation and whatnot as to what's where. We have people searching in, Jotunheim, Asgard. They're searching all over, outside of the Animus, inside the Animus. It's really wild. It's really great. And we've come up with a couple of things. First of all, there are images on Layla's computer in the present day. So on Layla's computer, first of all, she has some interesting stuff over here in the secure share folder. She's got a ton of things that are basically Isu language, and they translated it. I don't know how they translated it. I'm going to take a look at this later. I'm going to try to see if I can figure out the translations, see what words mean what or what letters mean what, and try to put it together, just because that may be helpful with these Odin runes. Because if you think about it, the Isu really were what we considered the gods. That's why there are Egyptian gods. That's why there are Greek gods. That's why there are the Norse gods. So all these different sects, everything that you've ever thought of, that, the werewolf, vampire, anything like that, they're actually Isu. It's all steeped in Isu tech and basically what we as humans misconstrued the Isu to be. So that is why we have all this kind of data. Again, very interesting stuff. It really does need to be looked into. There may be a lot of clues here. However, there is a section that is more interesting than this even, and that's going to be her stuff. When you look at her file folder, she actually has like this. Before we meet at the site, I want you to see these. And she starts talking about Bayek. And for some reason, we keep seeing references to Bayek and Assassin's Creed Origins. And she goes on to show off all kinds of documentation and information that is based on the empirical truth, which is the 6 locations that you find in Assassin's Creed Origins as Bayek. And as he's in there looking at these locations, he's kind of oblivious to the voice that is going on. Only Layla is hearing it. So these messages right here are basically just her notes, just things that she wrote down, the exact wording that she wrote down that she saw while she was in the Animus. And she ends each one with one of these pictures, which is a picture that comes from the Animus itself when she was in it. Now, there are other times, or one other time, that we saw these pictures not really looking like the light show, but looking like the actual product, like the actual painting, picture, hieroglyphic, whatever you want to call it. So what did I end up doing? I had to go right back to where it all started. That's right, baby. I went right back to Assassin's Creed Origins. And as you can see, the pictures are a little more clearer and they have a little more of what the transcript said, what actually was said. Now, the other thing that I want to point out is that all of these messages not only are similar to each other, but they all line up in a certain order. Depending on which sites you visited, and there are 6, depending on which sites you visited, the message would not make sense unless it actually went in an order. So now, this folder, the Empirical Truth, it actually puts all the messages in order, and it has a lot of interesting symbols that go along with all those things. Now, this is something that part of the crew has been looking into because they've been thinking that some of these things have significant meaning. Maybe it's a timepiece, maybe it's a compass. What are we doing? How are we looking at these runes? Do we look at Odin's runes in a certain direction at a certain time? Would that make sense? And that's what a lot of us have been trying. We've stayed out for hours just standing around seeing what's going on. That even looks like a kind of message, and there is a altered or broken message on Layla's computer in Valhalla, which is interesting. And of course, the symbology here, we have both the 2 Abstergo units or symbols, and then it looks like a bunch of triangles, but it also looks like a wormhole. But that's not all. That's not where it stops. Here's where it gets crazy. Each one of those Empirical Truth documents deals with these little activate the ancient mechanisms here. So we have one dead center in the map, the isolated desert, one towards the left, right here. We have one that's directly at the bottom. We have one that's over here to the side in the Horus Gnome. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. So there, that one is right there. That would be 4. And now we have 2 in Giza. We have one which is directly at this pyramid right here. You'll see inside here, somebody even took a snapshot of it. And then the final one is actually at the Great Sphinx. That is the final mechanism. So now, what does that mean? Where have we seen that pattern before of mechanisms? Does it match the runes? And not only does it match the runes, but maybe we even found an order to visit them or hit them, because the Empirical Truth has a certain order of locations that you are supposed to visit. Because again, if you visit, let's say the one in the most south area of Egypt, that might be like the 5th message. And the first message is in the isolated desert, at the very center of the entire map that was there. So can we line up those pieces and kind of use that as a order? Maybe they're not even in the correct order. Maybe the map is kind of sideways. We don't know. But if you think about it, why in the present day are they talking about Egypt? What significance does this have? A lot of people know that the Isu, there were different sects of Isu. So the Norse was one sect, the Egyptians was another, the Greek was another, so forth and so on. Maybe there is some connection. Now, the final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Assassin's Creed Odyssey just to see if there's anything in there that can be found, because Layla does have over here a whole bunch of other files. One of them is the Staff of Eden. And as I said before, in her stuff, or actually not her stuff, in the trash, because I even looked in the trash can on the computer, and it does have a corrupted message. Now, there was that symbol with the butterfly, like the 6th one that we saw, and it looked like it had a message in the center. There it is again. Look at the center there. Look at the markings that are above on either side of it. That could mean something. So that is something to look into. Again, I think that that pattern kind of matches the pattern in Egypt. Maybe it's not exact. Maybe it has to be turned around. Maybe it has to be kind of put sideways or something. But if we could figure out which, and it's not that hard, if we could figure out which temples or tombs have the empirical truth in a certain order, then maybe, just maybe, we could crack this code and figure out maybe we have to touch them in a certain order. Maybe you have to do something in a certain order. It's a great possibility. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think that that's a clue? Do you think that that's something to look into? Do you think we need a little more information maybe from Assassin's Creed Odyssey? Because maybe, just maybe, there are some symbols there that we can look into that will really blow the lid off of this. I'm very interested to know in what you guys think. Other than that, do you guys think that there are more than 6 runes, or do you think that the 6 runes match the 6 mechanisms that we had to activate in Origins? And now that I'm thinking about it, weren't there 6 creatures that we had to kill in Odyssey? We had like 3 Cyclopes, a Sphinx, a Minotaur, and a Medusa? I wonder where on the map they were. Anyway, that's something else to look into, and that'll be for another time. Other than that, I really do hope you enjoyed this video. Please, again, like, subscribe. It helps this channel out an awful lot. If you can, join the Discord. The link will be in the description below. It's also in my About Me tab. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching, each and every one of you for participating. Again, big shout out to everybody that's in the Discord. Sinner Sincere, Redis Photo, New York Giants fan, the Elf Moon. Anybody else that I'm missing. There's so many guys in there and gals that are like doing their thing and really making this happen and really just going wild. It's just an incredible journey. Undead Soldier, there's so many guys to name in here. Anyway, again, everybody, take care, be good, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, stay safe. I'll see you guys in the next one.